Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 10 of FTB Infinity Evolved Skyblock mode. By the power of offline crafting, ooh, all the lights just turned on, I have 16 resident machine frames. So I just put materials into here. It's, 50 million RF or something like that. It's half an hour, but if you just do it while you're not using, when you're offline, it doesn't really matter. We can use those either to turn into resident machines or like RF tools, machine frames, other stuff that needs it. Alright, anyways, today I would like to continue our journey towards the farming station. So, right now we have a slice and splice, and we need to use it to make the Z-Logic controller. However, that takes silicon, which requires a sag mill. Let's pick up from there then. A sag mill looks quite simple. Can I just hit the button? Aha! Give me one sag mill. Nice. Alright, and then that needs some sand, and we'll use dark steel grinding balls. I think those are the best ones in this version. Oh, right. In this version of Minecraft, there's only two grinding ball materials, either flint or dark steel. So, might as well use dark steel if you can afford it. Anyways, here's a few dark steel grinding balls and some sand. So now we can make silicon. At least I think that's all it takes. Sure, we'll put it here. I need a energy supplier. Aha! Put the grinding balls in, put the sand in. Alright, it's remarkably fast for not having a capacitor. Do Ender IO machines not use capacitors? I don't actually remember anymore. In 1.7, is that a thing that started afterwards? Making silicon from sand is a 50% chance. So I put in one stack of sand, and I expect we'll end up with, wow, where? I was going to say half a stack of silicon, but I guess with the grinding ball, we end up with way more than a stack. I don't know if it counts as main output, bonus output, or maybe just both. I guess both is the only one that really makes sense, right? Out of one stack of input gave us almost a stack and a half of output. So about 3 times as much as I expected. Well, yeah, I'm not going to complain. Next up, we come over to the Slice and Splice, which is a smart machine. If you shift-click in items, they only go into the slots they're allowed to go in. It's pretty nice. You don't have power, presumably because I didn't actually put a power upgrade here. There we go. Now you're powered. Using a little bit of power, this makes our Z-Logic controller. And I think with that, we are ready. No, I have to make a little bit of electrical steel. Good, we can make this in an induction. Steel and silicon. I think we're out of the crafting rabbit hole. And aha, there we go. One farming station. Now the farming station does require tools, so we also have to give it a hoe/axe, or I guess for this we just need the axe. But the easiest, it uses the durability on the tool, so we want some type of unbreakable axe. Is there a? I'm looking for. Is there like a Flux Infused Axe in this pack? If not, the easiest to make unbreakable axe is probably a Tinker's Construct one. There is a Flux Infused Axe that doesn't look that bad to make. There's some diamonds, redstone. There's this pyrotheum, fluxed electrum, more redstone. Yeah, I think we can pull this off. Since I have 16 resident machine frames, I'm just going to straight up make the resident machine. Look at me wasting RF like that. It's honestly not a big deal with how easy these frames are to make now. This process involves making pyrotheum, so before I actually make the Flux Infused Axe, I'm going to melt some of this pyrotheum into blazing pyrotheum, and we can use that to power our smeltery and make it melt things faster. Just for comparison, let's process some ores. Here we'll do copper. Now I no longer use the smeltery as my main ore processing, but it's an option. If I process it with lava, it's slow. If I suck all the lava out and then replace that with pyrotheum, put that there, put a transfer note here to transfer it in, it's much faster. Even just looking at it briefly, right, you can see that the rate that it climbs, the rate of increase, is much faster. So it just melts in faster, results in me spending less time waiting for this boundary. That's about it. I'll start making some of this fluxed electrum, or not. Is that not how I do it? Induction smelter, pyrotheum dust. Oh, fluxed electrum, not regular electrum. Hold up. That has to go into this machine first. There we go. Is it? Yeah. While this stuff does its crafting, I want to address one of the, I guess I'll call it drawbacks of using logistics pipes. And that is the items have to physically move from where they are to where you want them. So if I order some redstone, right, say a stack of it, it has to come from all the way over there where our drawers are. So let's see, there it is. If you see it flying by there, what? And I didn't exactly give it the most direct route, because if I gave it a shorter route, you know, it doesn't have to go around all that stuff. But in any event, it takes it like a good 5 seconds to reach me. And I'm an impatient person. I don't like waiting 5 seconds every time I order something. So, wrong item in the hopper. That's like, why do I have a stack of that on me? Anyways, why don't we try to address that? These item speed upgrades, I guess I can't make that many. Oh dear, I don't have gold. Hello? This hasn't been processed yet. I see. Well, if I make a few of these item speed upgrades, I can make 5. Now, some of these requests are much faster because they're serviced from over here, right? But let's start with 5 item speed upgrades. If you place these in any pipe, where do I want these? Let's put them in this pipe specifically. And then I'm going to grab a couple plugs and make it so that any items coming out of our storage here absolutely have to go through that pipe segment. So if I plug those 2 up, where any items that comes out of storage has to go through this pipe segment, which has the speed upgrades in it. And say I request, what's an item I have in here? Bags. You see, as it goes past this pipe, the item speeds up a little bit. It speeds up, the amount of speed up is dependent on how many upgrades are in that segment. So with only 5 speed upgrades here, the effect isn't huge. But if I put, you know, a stack of speed upgrades right here and a stack of speed upgrades right in front of the drawers over there, then any item that comes out will be sped up tremendously on its way to its destination. The electrum dust has been fluxed, so now it just needs to be heated sufficiently. So green slot. There we go. Alright, this will make our flux electrum ingots. In the meantime, though, our pulverizer and redstone furnace here that's making ores for us, they're only hardened here, which means they're not very fast. Let's see about making them into resident machines. Because I already have the machine, it's probably easiest, whoopsies, just to pick up the machine itself, and then upgrade it, as opposed to building a, you know, brand new one from scratch. Just upgrading the machines, however, doesn't actually make them run any faster. You also need the higher tier upgrades. So far, I've made the tier 2 upgrades, the overclocked modular gearboxes. However, the tier 3 upgrades require a little bit something. Or require a little bit of something extra that I don't have yet. Let me see what exactly it was. The tier 3 upgrade, the space-time flux unifier, uses cryotheum, right? And that's blizz powder. So either I need to summon blizzes and get their rods, or directly craft blizz powder, which can be made from snowballs in oh, this is an easier recipe than I thought. Just snowballs in a fluid transposer. I forgot that in this version, it doesn't use experience, it uses redstone. So that's actually quite simple. Let me go get some snowballs. What's the easiest way to make them? Macerating ice? How do I get ice? Let's use the snowball making thermal machine. I was going to make a basic one to save a basic frame, but apparently I don't have any basic frames. So we're going to make a resident one because you use what you got. Alright, so this machine, if you supply it with water, which I'll do through our water ender tank. If I can dye the little knobs. There we go. Supplied with water, it will make snowballs, snow, or ice. Your choice. I guess I want snowballs, so I should pick that one. And with those snowballs, I just inject them with redstone to make blizz powder. Aha! Now with this, I think I can make those, let's see, cryotheum dusts? That needs niter. How do I get niter? I think it's like crushing sandstone or something, right? Crushing saltpeter or sandstone. Or blizzed rods? Okay, I guess we'll sag mill some sandstone. A bunch of sandstone for niter. And, what I'm missing. I'm gonna put it all away and have it hit the give me one stack of everything button. There we go. What was I missing? Oh, the electrotine. Which is still coming from far away because I still haven't made my item speed upgrades yet. One struggle at a time. Alright, here we go. So, make a stack of cryotheum dust. And then we can make some of these. Sure, let's make 20 for now. And with these, we can make our machines even faster. Yes, you have to actually click them in. So, yeah, now our machines are very fast. In fact, I suspect that this pulverizer is faster than the hopper if everything's running at full speed. I might have to swap it out for something faster than a hopper feeding it. Now, I'm not going to put the super speed upgrade into our magma crucible here, because as it stands, it already uses 3,200 RF a tick. If I put the last one in, it makes it use 8,000 RF a tick, and we just don't produce that much power. We can, in short bursts, sustain it because there's a buffer in here, but as you can see, this buffer is basically gone. So our power generation is unable to keep up with running both the lasers and our sifters and a bunch of machines all at once, which isn't terribly surprising. We haven't upgraded our energy system in the last couple episodes, right? So maybe we need to look into that soon. But I'll put that off for later. Now that I have faster ore processing, should have lots of gold. With that, we can make lots of speed upgrades. Let's compare the before and after speed of items. So before, if I order something that comes out of here, probably coal. There we go. It goes, that's about the speed. After, I believe you can put a full stack in here. Oh, I guess they only go 16 to a slot. I don't know if there's a limit, but let's try with 64 upgrades. Ooh, it's zooming. That was much faster, right? I'm going to test to see is one stack all that's needed, or do you continue to get benefits beyond the first 16? Let's order more coal. No, it's definitely faster with all of them, right? So I suspect if you wanted even more speed, you could fill up the remaining five slots with even more speed upgrades. But I think this is good enough for now. So now if I'm back on my logistics crafting table and I order something, it should arrive to me in 2 to 3 seconds maybe instead of 4 to 5. Try it with redstone. Yep, here it comes. Nice, much better. All right, enough distractions. Let's get back to working on the Flux Infused Axe for our tree farm. So I believe it takes a couple of these obsidian sticks. Man, even with the whole stack of upgrades to make these blaze powders arrive faster, I feel like it still takes too long. Where's my second blaze powder? Hello? Oh, there it is. Why did the second one take so much longer than the first? Whatever. Then make some of these sticks. Yeah, what's taking this so long? The items come from, like, right there. Am I out of power here? I see. I see. Basically, this thing is using up, like, half of our power, so not enough is making it to power our logistics system. Alright then, I guess I'll just suffer through it. Whatever. Anyways, put that together into a Flux Infused Axe. So this doesn't actually need RF to work, I believe. It works more efficiently with RF, but even without RF, it's just an axe. At least I believe that's how it works. Well, it's a very slow axe. But it doesn't actually take durability damage, as you can see. So it's, for all practical intents and purposes, a infinite durability axe. Here is the farm. It's pretty simple. Just a farming station with an axe and some saplings. Now, the farming station does not create like a ridiculous tree growth speed in this version, unfortunately. Trees just grow at their normal speed, which is not terribly fast if you're here staring at it. So anyways, I'm going to leave this here, let it run for a little bit. But the next thing we have to do is, actually take the items out of here, reroute them back into the farming station if needed, in the case of saplings, and into some type of storage for everything else. And for that, I think we're finally at the point where we can start using my favorite item, the item conduit. So it takes warp item ducts. These are just effectively... no energy. These are effectively just item ducts. One more set. Here, there's some item ducts. Turn them into warp item ducts that are... warp item ducts are just faster item ducts. And then we can turn those with some servos. No iron nuggets. Right. This version of Minecraft even predates the iron nugget. So you have to. There's like 7 different types of iron nuggets because every mod adds their own. Anyways, let's get. Oh boy, I don't have much Enderium. All right, we'll go with 6 of these. And lastly, I have to make some binder composite. Stone dust. How do I get this? Okay, looks like we don't get to use item conduits yet unless I want to start ore washing. Instead, I'll just use the warp item ducts I just crafted, I guess. They don't actually teleport items, they just move them very quickly. Oh, I suppose if you give it energy, it is able to teleport items. Anyways, to store the items, so I want to use drawers, and for that we need drawer controllers, which need not soul sand, but nether quartz, which comes from soul sand. So it's time to set up someone else to sieve soul sand for us. And I'll pick from the list of people who have already volunteered. And the lucky winner will be GHB47. Congratulations on becoming the soul sand siever. You will periodically perhaps be fed whatever it is I happen to be eating at the moment, which at the moment is toast. Aha! All right, well, I suppose since I have these on me, we may as well use them, right? There we go. So, oh, I guess if you don't power it at all, they actually, it's a normal item duct. It's not even a fast item duct. They do need power, though. Here's some power. There we go. And you can sieve soul sand mostly for nether quartz. For now, I'm just going to let it store it in the output grid here. I don't need a tremendous amount. But I need some right now, so hurry up. Ooh, you can get gas tears too. Gas tears are pretty rare. 2%, and you got one on the first time. That's like when you're playing XCOM and you hit your 2% shot. Congratulations. With that nether quartz, I made a drawer controller. Gave this little... Ooh, thunderstorm caught me off guard. Anyways, give this little drawer system here its own little thing. And all the wood and stuff that comes out of the tree farm, it's stashed away in here, where because there's a provider pipe. How do I open this UI? Nope, not with that thing. Where's my wrench? Or because there's a provider module in this pipe, we can see these items on the logistics pipe network. Now, we are right now only farming a 7x7 area because there's no capacitor here. But later, once I have access to capacitors, it grows up to 15x15. So the dirt will eventually cover, this entire chunk, basically. But yeah, we now have fully automated tree farming, which is nice. Now, you saw that one sapling that fell off there. The reason it's because every now and then a leaf decays before it gets harvested, that I built this all the way out here. It'll like eject saplings all around, and I don't want them randomly clogging up my inventory. But anyways, this is our tree farm. Now I'll put a few speed upgrades here because it is a little distance for items to travel from this pipe, actually to the rest of our our crafting or whatever uses it. So the speed upgrades will reduce that travel time a little bit. Hey, where did you come from? You're not allowed to spawn here. Get out. Must have left a dark spot here on accident when I placed this pipe. I have armor. Makes me very hard to kill without a weapon. I suspect there's a dark spot up here. Aha! Found you. Sneaky. With the tree farm done, let's move on to something else. Namely, power. Right now our power production is woefully inadequate for running all the machines we want. Especially if we're running our lasers. And honestly, our lasers, while they're not slow, they're not terribly fast either. Some of these circuits still take, a minute each to make. We're going to need a lot more power to make more lasers and for just to run everything in our base at once. So I want to get into IC2 nuclear energy. Now, IC2 nuclear reactors are not the most energy outputting things. I would be using a design that outputs 420 EU a tick. So that's like 1600 RF a tick. However, they have the convenient side effect of producing plutonium, which is a necessary product for some other later game materials, especially the things that apply to energistics. So let's look at what it will take to begin making IC2 nuclear energy. The reactor chambers are very easy, lead plates and basic machine casings. The nuclear reactor itself is dense lead plates, more reaction chambers. This is just a bunch of iron and a advanced circuit. So yeah, that's not too bad. How many intricate circuit boards do we have? 3, huh? Alright, we have to make a few more of those. Let's just start up a very large batch of these and let it do its crafting. So it's gold and redstone. It's not expensive, it's just slow to make. At this point, I also want the other type of rubber tree, so I sieved a bunch of dirt and got another rubber tree seed. It's 50-50 whether you get the right one. Aha! I did it. So this rubber tree is convenient because if we grow it, come on, Vomio, hurry up. Oh my gosh, when you don't have energy, items move so slowly in these pipes. When you grow it and then chop it down, it drops these rubber pieces. And this raw rubber, it can be used in place of a slime ball to make sticky pistons, but you can smelt it into a rubber bar, which is interchangeable with industrial craft rubber. So you can use it to make like the IC2 circuits. That's really what I need it the most for. These electric circuits you can use rubber bars instead of IC2 rubber, which is much more difficult to farm. Farming these trees is much easier. I can just swap 2 of these quadrants out. Let's see. I have no clue which quadrants these 2 are, but I guess I'll start with one quadrant. Is it this one? That one? This one? This one. That's where I planted the tree. Alright. So I will break all these oak trees so that it'll plant the new tree in its place. Bone meal the first couple just to get it, a few more saplings. And now this will start growing these here, I'll swap this one. Whoopsies. I'll swap 2 quadrants over to rubber wood. But now it'll start growing rubber trees, which provide us with rubber wood and raw rubber. Auto-crafting makes making all these IC2 components so much easier because of how many nested steps there are, right? Like, this thing has, well, that doesn't have a lot of nested steps, but this has a few nested steps, and while I don't have any of the auto-processing, I can just batch process, 8 stacks of copper ingots into wires at a time, and yeah, I can just request advanced circuits, and they'll get crafted for me. Takes them a little bit of time, probably because the items are flowing through the system at a glacially slow rate due to the lack of energy. Really what I should do is while I'm actively playing, I should just turn this off. and then I can turn it back on when I'm, AFK. That would be reasonable, but I'm not going to do that because I need some of those circuits, like, now. Need more power. You didn't think for a moment that I'd only be making one nuclear reactor, right? I will be making 4, at least to start. So each reactor is 1 reactor and 6 chambers. So for 4 reactors, it requires 24 chambers. And the reason I need so many is because iridium ore here is only made from plutonium and basically more plutonium. So it's 6 plutonium per iridium, 4 iridium per iridium reinforced plate, and 8 iridium reinforced plate per sonarium alloy. And then you need, I think it's 2 sonarium alloy to get into applied energistics. So let's figure out exactly how much plutonium that is. So it's 16 plates, 16 times 4, a stack of ore. And so it's 6 stacks of plutonium. And each plutonium is made from processing the spent fuel. So we'll be using quad fuels, or 4x fuel rods. Where are they? These. So each quad fuel produces 4 tiny piles of plutonium. So it was 6 stacks, and oh boy, 6 times 9, 54 stacks of tiny piles. We need to process 54. No, divided by 4. I've lost count. We have to process a lot of nuclear fuel to get into applied energistics, and the only way to do it is through the reactor. It takes 6 hours. I think, or is it 3 hours? It takes 10. It's either 10 or 20,000 ticks to run through a fuel rod. So the gist of it is, if you have 1 reactor, it will take literally forever. If you have 4 reactors, it will take the better part of literally forever, but at least I won't die of old age before it's done. To build the reactors, you can't directly place reactor chambers. You have to first place the reactor itself, and then on each of its 6 faces, you can place a chamber. So the more chambers you have, the larger your reactor can be. So with like 5 chambers, you can't use that last row. With all the chambers, you can use every row. All right, so I'm going to, I don't know how tightly we can pack these. Let's pack them somewhat tightly together. Now these reactors, if they explode, like if they overheat, they explode very violently. Not quite the size of a Draconic Evolution reactor, but it's pretty close. So if you're not confident in your IC2 reactor building, don't build it near your base. Because if you blow it up, like if these reactors blow up, there will be nothing left of our base. So it's very important to not accidentally blow your reactors up if you place them nearby. Now, there are ways you can mitigate that. Well, first of all, you could not blow your reactor up. You can also use shielded blocks. I think like IC2 hardened or reinforced blocks can withstand the explosion and will block it. And you get the last option is just to build it far away. But I will be just doing the don't blow your reactor up strategy. We'll see how that goes. Our 4 reactors are now built. However, they have none of their interior components or any fuel. But it looks like we're out of time today. So we'll pick up from here tomorrow. I guess not tomorrow, Monday. And build all the interior components and set up our fuel processing system. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.